Tonight, we went from safe and rare to, in my opinion, the rhetoric now is maximize abortion whenever it is possible. And that change happened very fast for the left, didn't it?
Yeah, well, they got a bill on the floor tomorrow that, Rob, that will allow the taking of an unborn child's life right up until that child's birthday. And we all remember the former Democrat governor of Virginia. He said that that should be allowed. You should be able to take the life of the child after they're born even. So that's how radical they are. And as I pointed out today in committee, 50 times in the last 10 weeks where a crisis pregnancy center or a church has been vandalized, attacked, firebombed, graffiti. I mean, 50 different times in a 10-week time frame. The intimidation tactics that we're seeing from the pro-abortion left are just ridiculous and as wrong as they can be. And the idea that the left here politically is joining in the effort to intimidate the United States Supreme Court as well is frightening.
And just talk about how obscene it is. I mean, Liz Warren talking earlier this week, and we heard it today again from Scanlon. The idea that just having a crisis pregnancy center that just aims to give people, hey, you've got options besides abortion if you want to take them. You could adopt the child. You could. There are other options out there besides that. They're so offended by that. It's almost like they want to make sure that it's always abortion, and they're hell bent on that issue. I mean, that's really sick to me.
Right, and we're respecting the sanctity of human life, how precious life is, the gift from God that it truly is. And I know these crisis pregnancies. I was at one last week in our district where they help moms. They give when the little baby is born, they're helping with diapers, with clothes, with baby formula. They're helping with food. The whole community. It's a mission. It's a missionary work is what they're doing. And for a colleague to characterize it the way that she did today in the Judiciary Committee is just absolutely wrong. Yeah. And then worse yet, to have these facilities attacked in a systematic, sustained way like they have been now over the last 10 weeks. From May 3rd until last weekend, we have seen it time and time and time again. That is what is so, I think, concerning to the American people. But it shows just how wrong it is. And I would like to see the left actually condemn what's happening out there. Members of Congress condemn what the left is doing to these crisis pregnancy centers.
It's just beyond bizarre, the rhetoric right now. I want to switch gears for a second. You think Merrick Garland potentially should be impeached? I wanted to get into why you think that. I mean, I look at Yellen, Lloyd Austin, Mayorkas, Granholm, who shouldn't be impeached at this point. But tell us about Merrick Garland.
Yeah, I think everything's on the table. The main thing is we gotta take our message to the American people, not get overconfident, but campaign in a confident way, win back the majority. If the country gives us the majority in the House, I think everything should be on the table. When it comes to the Attorney General, just go back to this issue. You have a statute on the book that says if protesters are at Supreme Court justices' homes trying to impact and influence a decision, that is against the law. 18 U.S.C. Section 1507, and he refuses to prosecute any of these protesters. Confirming something that I think is very scary. We now have one of the key agencies in the executive branch joining in the effort to intimidate a separate and equal branch of government, the judicial branch. That is scary when that kind of stuff goes on, but that's certainly what it looks like. So this is one of the reasons I think so many people have concerns, and frankly, Rob, why you asked the question.
Yeah, exactly. I got 30 seconds left. A story from earlier this week that it should surprise us, but I guess it doesn't. Adam Schiff working on a way to block congressional oversight right before Republicans get into a position where they can do some oversight on some of the things that have happened. I mean, how amazing is that?
Well, frankly, it shouldn't surprise us. Remember, this is the same guy who ran the impeachment of President Trump in the bunker in the basement of the Capitol, wouldn't let President Trump have a lawyer there, wouldn't let President Trump call any witnesses. And now he's on the January 6th committee, which, as far as due process goes, has even less. So I guess it probably shouldn't surprise us that we're seeing this kind of amendment from the Democrats.
I mean, the guy's got less credibility than almost anybody in that town, and there's not a lot of credibility to begin with. It's unbelievable. Jim Jordan, thank you so much for taking the time. Good to see you.
You bet, Rob.